So, Pituitary Tumor Adventure, Sunday, July 25th, 2021, 11:24 a.m. So last time I did an update was when I was in Palo Alto at my aunt's house. So I got a tumor taken out on June 11th. I got it taken out through my nose. And then I stayed in the hospital for 4 nights, 5 days, and my recovery was very brutal. It was the most brutal thing I've ever had to go through. So yeah, I have a lot to update. So I have a list, otherwise I couldn't remember. Okay, yeah. So first of all, my wedge pillow, as you can see, I had to get it from over there. When I was at the ENT on oh my gosh, I know it's July 15th, 10 days ago, I asked him, yeah, when can I sleep flat again? And he said, like, why can't you? So I was allowed to sleep flat. So at Barbara's, I stopped using that. And it still kind of hurt when I still used a lot of pillows, but not the wedge pillow anymore, because it still hurt when I was too flat with my nose. It was like pounding. But now I only use like this pillow, sometimes this also on top of it. But my usual pillow, that one here, it's like, oh, I'll show you. This is my usual pillow. So you see, it's like very little. And it's firm. I don't, it's like a foam pillow. I don't use that yet. It's still a bit too flat. I still like to be a little bit more up. But that makes sleeping, of course, much more comfortable, much better. So this is really cool. So, and on the 22nd, I had Zoom meetings. First with the endocrinologist, Blevins, and then with Augie, the neurosurgeon that took out my tumor. And they had, of course, tons of questions, and they explained me stuff. Oh yeah, and I got the MRI that I got done on the 16th. I mean, I got it on my charts. I got the pictures. I didn't look at them before I had the meeting, but I read the description. But so then the doctors explained me, also Augie explained me what it said. If I won't forget, I will actually put, when he explained me the MRI, I filmed it. That was so good. I did that. So I have it, yeah, on my camera. If I won't forget, I will attach that to this video, either right now or at the end. But so they told me the tumor, when the tumor gets taken out, I also, oh yeah, I was signing a lot of forms before the surgery if I'm okay, because I did the surgery at UCSF, Parnassus, I don't know, so they how do you say, research facility. So they asked me if I could sign all those forms, if it's okay that they do research with my tumor and all that. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, that could help someone else. I think that's great. So, and of course, I think they do that every time when they take a tumor out, they send it in to the lab. and it gets, they check what kind of tumor it is, if it's cancerous, if it's benign or whatever. So mine was a benign tumor, so that's very good. That's what they expected. That's what it usually is. The benign friendly tumor. I think the word friendly tumor is bullshit. No tumor is friendly. Benign tumor, I'm okay with that. Okay, so my problem right now is I need to drink something and my camera is here. Yeah, I need this. So maybe I can put something else behind it. Yes. So it was a benign tumor, but it got very aggressive. And well, I know that, especially the last 6 months. I mean, it grew 2 times 2 times 10 millimeters in just 6 months. And I mean, I had problems, severe problems for 10, well, I got real problems for 10 years, but that doesn't have to be just a tumor, because I also have like gut problems. That doesn't have to, I mean, I still have it. But severe crazy problems from the tumor, yeah, maybe 2 years, 3 years, I don't know. But yeah, it got worse and worse and worse. And that's also how you can see that in the MRI very well. The tumor really pushed my pituitary gland totally to the side, and it pushed on my eye nerve, so I would have gotten blind. And yeah, eventually I would have died from it, because it just grew too much, and it gave me severe problems. I mean, closing up my throat, like cramping in my throat, my vagus nerve. I had problems swallowing stuff, crazy migraines. I couldn't lay, when I had migraines, I had to stand up. I couldn't lay, the flatter I was, the worse it got. And so yeah, pressure on the eye nerve, of course, and crazy panic attacks. So yeah, it was I think Blevins said that. Then the endocrinologist said, yeah, it was a benign tumor, but it got really aggressive. It was an aggressive one. So, and he said he was really happy that we got it out, because it was time. I remember when I talked to Augie, when I figured out I have a tumor, so like about 6 months before I took it out, he made it sound like, I mean, yes, it's good. He said like, yeah, we caught it on time. We need to take it out, but there is no rush. That's what he said. There is no rush. And so that's why it took like 6 months to get it out, from the time I knew about it to the time I took it out. But if he would have known it was so aggressive, I think he would have rushed more, because yeah, I almost ended up in the ER during that time, quite some times, and it was really bad. So, oh yeah, also a very good good thing is less than half of my pituitary gland is still there. So not just the stem. We got misinformed. I remember Paul told, it's not his fault, he got misinformed or he misunderstood. I remember in the hospital, Paul told me when I was there already like 3 or 4 days, he said like, oh yeah, they told him on day 1, most of the gland is gone. She probably has to stay longer than just 1 night. But, well, yeah, most of the gland, yeah, more than half of the gland is gone. But they didn't really, I don't know who, yeah, he said that the Dr. Lee told him that, the asshole doctor, that was, he he didn't understand me. He was really, I hated him. He was a doctor at the in the hospital. Sorry, I have to stop. Okay, shit. Still have to do that. It's so it's like between nose and throat. Maybe this will help. It's hard to talk. So yeah, less than half of the gland is still there, but that's a very good sign, because sometimes, I mean, they always try the best, of course. They always try to leave as much of the gland still in there as possible, but it can happen that basically all of the gland comes out, and then yeah, you have much more problems, of course, afterwards with hormones and stuff. So I'm super happy that I still have almost half of the gland left, and it's functioning. So my hormones are pretty good, and we're still waiting. So the endocrinologist, I mean, I got the hormones tested, I got all the results, but you know, you get the results, that still doesn't mean you know what they mean. I mean, yeah, they tell you if it's in range, but still. So the endocrinologist told me apparently my HGH, human growth hormone was high before I got the tumor out, and now it's borderline low. And my cortisol is, I think he said borderline low again. Yes, my cortisol is borderline low now. But yeah, he said like in 7 to 8 months, he wants to test all my hormones again, because it's on the MRI you can also see, and Augie also says, yeah, it's getting better, the pituitary gland, but we still need some time. It should get better and better. So also with the hormones, it could still get better. So yeah. And yeah, my testosterone is in range now again. So still on the low side, but it's good. But this, I wanna, with the when I start training again, I wanna, well, right now I can't train anyways, but when I start training again, then I will really figure out what I can do, because I couldn't put on any muscle mass anymore, and I lost so much muscle mass. And then I will see, I'm already 37 years old, if it would be beneficial for me to take a little bit of HGH. Look, I was always really proud and yeah, to be totally natural with my training. Well, yeah, I did for shows and stuff. I took dandelion root and what is that, raspberry ketones and carcinia. I don't know what it is, like diuretic stuff, but I did one natural bodybuilding show, so I didn't do any like steroids or pre-steroids or any of that. I mean, if you take human growth hormone, you're not natural anymore. But I just want what's best for my body, and if my body just produces borderline HGH. I want to give it a little bit more, or just low testosterone. I wanted to give it a bit more, but it's not considered like, I wouldn't get a deep voice, I wouldn't get hair growth, so it's not like juicing like bodybuilding girls are doing, and they're not really girls anymore. It's really just getting my levels of hormones perfectly in line. That's what I want to do. And I don't want to do bodybuilding shows anymore anyways, but okay. Oh yeah, also something very important, and I read that on the description, and I was a bit worried about it. So what they explained me now, I have, the MRI shows I have a cyst on my stem, on my pituitary gland stem. And they said most likely I have that from birth. And they didn't take it out because it looks like, I mean, all my hormones and my problems are getting, so all my problems are that are I mean, I have other problems too, but the problems were coming from the tumor, and the hormones, it was from the tumor. So the cyst actually doesn't do anything, it's just there, basically. It's like, oh yeah, perfect, I can show you here something. Oh, where is it now? I can't even, oh, it's on the other leg. I have very dry skin still. Here, it's like, do you see this? I just suddenly got that. I actually opened it up like 3 times to try, because it's, yeah, you see, it's like there's like something in there. But I opened it up like 3 times to try to get it, but I just make a wound out of it. So now it's hard for me, but I shouldn't do anything. And once I will show it to a dermatologist or someone. But it's like, it's not, it's just, yeah, maybe it's a cyst, I don't know, or like a tiny tumor, you could even call it, but it's nothing bad. It doesn't do anything. It's just there. So it's like that, basically. I have a cyst on my stem, but it's not doing anything, and so they don't want to, Aki didn't want to take it out, because if it's on the stem, and if he would take out the cyst on the stem, most likely the entire pituitary gland would come out, and then I would be fucked up with my hormones. That would be really bad. So we just leave it. But of course, it has to be like monitored. You have to, and of course now I had a tumor. I have to do checkup MRIs for the rest of my life now. I thought I would have to get my next MRI in probably 6 months, but no, in 1 year. I schedule it for 1 year, so that's good. Oh yeah, I just remember my last video I made at my aunt's house, so I haven't talked about my last MRI. So I have to talk about this really quickly before I continue here. Somehow a lot of talking kind of makes me dizzy. But I'm doing much, much better. But do that later. So my MRI. So I was talking about, in my last video, about my visit to the ENT and how I got a panic attack, how he calmed me down and all that. And I realized every time we drive in to San Francisco, I start to get anxiety. I don't know if I'm traumatized, because also my first major panic attack happened 2011 in San Francisco, Fisherman's Wharf. So I don't know if I'm traumatized from San Francisco, because then, yeah, I had my surgery there. Yeah, anyways. So on the 15th, the ENT visit, and on the 16th, we drove to get my follow-up MRI done. We drove to San Francisco again, and again, driving into San Francisco, anxiety. And I have different kinds of anxiety, and that's the one, I don't get oxygen. But so and already since the ENT took out more of the crusts up, really up there, up my sinuses, close to my brain, and took out that little bit of packing that was still there. Since then, I have much more pounding again, much more pain. So I usually like MRIs. They're fun. Like the sounds, and it's like, well, yeah, it kind of sucks to lay there for so long and you can't move, but the sounds are fun, and it's kind of cool. But that MRI was brutal. It was so brutal. First of all, I already had more pain and didn't feel that well anyways. Second, it was the first time since after my surgery that I laid flat on my back. And as I just said, my problem is I'm still not allowed to blow my nose, or not hard, and it's still healing. So much stuff goes down my throat. So now what happens if I lay flat? I have so much stuff going down my throat. And this is really annoying. And also, I just didn't feel good. But so I got into the tube, and usually I'm really cold, so I got 2 nice warm blankets. And then suddenly, like maybe a quarter in, so not that long, I got crazy dizzy. Like I close my eyes in there, and I say my mantra. I try to, like, you could call it meditate. I don't like that word, because I'm not, yeah, maybe it is meditating, I don't know. I just try to relax, and suddenly I got so dizzy and so hot, and I had to wear the mask, right? That's also so bad when you have anxiety and can't really breathe well. So I pushed the button, and I told her, I'm like, crazy, yeah. And I asked her if she could take me out of the tube, and she said no, otherwise she has to start over. So I asked if I could at least take them. I mean, no one was in the fucking room anymore anyways when I'm in the tube. And what the fuck? Yeah, so I asked if I could pull down the mask. I did that. I pulled down the blankets a little bit. I opened my eyes and I focused on something up there. Because when I'm dizzy, I close my eyes. It gets much worse. So, yeah, we could continue. That was good. But it was brutal. It was hard. It was not fun. And of course, it took like 30 to 40 minutes, also with contrast. Then as soon as she took me out of the tube, I mean, I got up because of all the snot going down my throat, and I was not good. I had so much pain. I felt so dizzy. I was not doing well at all. I made it back to the changing room. They give you water. Actually, I have it here. It's tea in it right now, but they always give you one of those. Kind of cool bottles. They give you water there, luckily, but so I went back to the changing room, and I just sat down, and luckily I had my Tylenol with me, and I took half a Tylenol before I could even change. It was so brutal, really. So I changed, I met up with Paul, we walked back to the car, and I could barely walk. I had so much pain, like here, pounding, and I was sick, I was dizzy, I was so nauseous. It was so bad. I could barely walk to the car. So, in the car, I took another half of the Tylenol. I had food in the car, and we took a lot of pillows, and the wedge pillow to Barbara's anyway. So I was in the back seat, laying there. That was good. At some point, I got some sleep, but the drive back was really brutal for me. So, and since after that trip, now it's getting better again, but I had much more pain again. I feel like because he took out like crusts from all up there and the packing, it's like doing a lot more healing again. And it's like if you take a crust away, then it hurts again and it has to heal again. So since then I have much more pain again, pounding. Also not really, since yesterday I think it's actually better. When I get up, I'm like getting crazy sharp pain here. But just like, I don't know, like 5-6 times, and then it's good. Or when I sit down, or especially when I stand up, so like elevation change, or stairs, and really sharp pain. But then it's gone. So that's why I'm not taking pain meds for it, because it's the elevation change. So I still have problems bending over. I feel it in my nose pounding. And so the ENT ordered that I wash out my nose now here. I mean, twice a day I do the sinus rinse with saline water. So we have these packages we put in sterilized water. And now, since I think Tuesday, today is Sunday, we also got, they delivered it to us, we got steroids to put in here. So now in here is not just the saline package, it's also a steroid in here. So twice a day I have to wash out with steroid now, because he when he looked up, there's some scarring, so it just helps with the healing. I feel like that helps. Yeah, so it's getting better and better. And oh yeah, so I don't remember if I said that my last video, but I mean, I remember I was sitting outside and did oh no, I couldn't. Yeah, because that just happened. So I remember I was sitting outside, and you remember I did smell training like he said I should, with essential oils. So now at home, we didn't even have to buy any or borrow some. We have lavender tea tree oil that I use for my hair, and I fucking hate that smell, and I'm pretty sure this is eucalyptus. So we have these three. So when I got home, I continued with my smell training, and the lavender, like at Barbara's, I could smell the best, right? But then suddenly I started smelling my nose, or I don't know, the anesthesia smell. I didn't have the steroid yet. It couldn't have been done that. The anesthesia smell, taste that I still have in my mouth, right? Or just the healing, or I don't fucking know what. But when it happened the first time, I called Paul. I was scared because it makes me nauseous. It's so, now I kind of got used to it, but it was so bad. It was like, oh fuck, what is that? Oh, it's so nauseous. And after that happened, I couldn't really smell the essential oils anymore. It's like, fuck. Especially the lavender, I could really started to smell it better and better. I could smell it maybe a tiny bit, but barely. And my right nostril better than my left, but now finally, I think maybe it's when did that? Yeah, maybe a week later or so, it actually is much better again. We can do it right now. Oh yeah, lavender. You see the left? I think yesterday night it was better. The left is still harder, but I can smell it better again. But that was kind of weird that it kind of took a dump. Like suddenly I could barely smell it anymore, but now it's getting better again. Tea tree oil. Yeah, a tiny bit. Fuck, I hate that smell. Yeah, my right one is getting better and better. Pah, I fucking hate it. Ugh. Ugh. And actually, about the smell training, we went to, when was that? 3 days ago or so. We went to the mall to walk, because I should walk every day, right? But it's so hot during the day, and it's the air quality is really, really bad because of all the fires. So we were like, okay, let's just walk in the mall. It's a covered mall, so inside. So we were just walking, and suddenly I got the idea, hey, there are all these shops with those fragrances and body lotions, and I usually hate those shops, and I can't stand even just walk by them because they smell so bad. But hey, let's do smell training there. So I went to like 2-3 shops, and I smelled like almost everything. And some, like the sweet, the really bad, the smells I usually hate. So like sweet smells, I could kind of smell. Like earthy or fresh smells, not so much. Some I couldn't smell at all. But suddenly I got so sick, so nauseous, so dizzy. I almost collapsed to the floor. It was so bad. I had to get out of the shop, and there were seats, there were chairs in the mall. I had to sit down and recover. It was so bad. So even though I couldn't smell that many smells, scents, they probably still had some impact on me, or it was just too much, too many. And usually I don't like smells. Usually I also like some smells, they like attack my brain. I don't do well with smells, and maybe even though I couldn't really smell them, they probably still had some impact on me. They got to me. It was so bad. So now we haven't gone to the mall again. We wanted to go yesterday, but I was so crazy tired. But we will go again to do smell training, because there I have so many more smells to train with than just the 3 I have here, right? But only one shop. No more than one shop. And not like, yeah. So, but I thought that was actually a really cool idea. So if you have to do smell training, you don't have to buy like 100 different smells. Just go to one of those nasty shops that have all those fragrances and stuff. So yeah. Oh yeah. So something else. My dexamethasone, that's my steroid, right? I used to take half of it every night. So Blevins, the endocrinologist, told me I can skip it, like only every other night. So still half, but every other night. So honestly now, I don't know if it has to do with that I not take as many decks anymore than before. I'm so much more tired. I mean, I'm always tired, no energy anyways, but now even more. Like crazy. Like just before I got up to get some of my supplements to pee and yeah, be in the kitchen, and I was like, oh my, I have to go back to bed. I can't. I can barely stand. I'm so tired, so exhausted. But this, on a good note, I actually get here sleep. I actually get a lot. Like yesterday, Saturday, I got almost 9 hours of sleep. Friday, I got like 7 hours of sleep. Today, I already got 6.5 hours of sleep. So, and I can actually sleep now. The most I think is like three hours, or even a little bit more than 3 hours in one batch. Yeah, with that, I have to say my my problem that I drink so much excessively and go to the bathroom, pee so much. So I used to, pee like 13 to 16 times a day on, oh, I didn't count these yet. Ooh, okay, let's do that right now. I'm sorry. Okay. So Blevins was concerned about that. As the ENT was already concerned about that, and I got blood tested right after the ENT, still in San Francisco. He just told me to go to the other block to get blood tests. All good. The Blevins told me to get blood tests, and this time, I had the Zoom call with Blevins on the 22nd, and then I went on the 23rd, and I wasn't allowed to drink or eat after 11 a.m. p.m. I stopped drinking 10:32 p.m. until my blood test, and I got my blood test a little bit after 7 a.m. This was brutal. This was really brutal because I was so thirsty, and also my throat was so dry and all that. And well, that's the reason why on Thursday I only went to the bathroom 8 times. On Friday I went to the bathroom 11 times. Here Saturday 7 times. So I have to say, since like yesterday actually, and so far today now it's like noontime, and I only went to the bathroom 3 times so far. Usually at noontime I always already went to the bathroom like 8 times. So anyways, I got my blood tested again. I already got I don't know what everything that got tested, but glucose, perfect glucose, sodium always, but always perfect sodium. And I got already results. Maybe with blood tests, it's funny. Sometimes I get results like so fast, and some of them I have to wait longer. So I don't know if more are coming in. But just by itself, I drink less now. I don't know if it's because I'm taking less of the Dex, or just I feel better. I can smell more, so I can taste better. I don't know. But so I feel like that's getting better. And yeah, that's very good. And that's also why I get more sleep, because I don't wake up every hour to go pee. Okay, so yeah, 2 more things. Unfortunately, my diarrhea came back. So, well, I don't know how I updated you with my diarrhea, but let's see yeah, so I actually, as I remember, after 29 days, my diarrhea went away, and I just had, yeah, here, Friday the 16th, I didn't have any bowel movement. 17th, I had a normal poop. Then Sunday, normal poop. Monday, no bowel movement. And then Tuesday the 20th, I had, oh my gosh, oh yeah, I remember. I had lots of gas and crazy pain. I was screaming. Like, I wanted to take an antispasm. I had regular poop, not diarrhea, but I had so much pain. But I didn't have to take an antispasm because then it got away. But it was so bad. But then later, maybe an hour later, I had diarrhea again. Wednesday, 21st, diarrhea again. 22nd, nothing. 23rd, that was Friday, 23rd, twice diarrhea again. Saturday, 24th, yesterday, nothing. So yeah, I still have my diarrhea problems. The endocrinologist said I should go to my regular doctor, that's my neurologist, to get tested for C. diff. I really, really don't want to have C. diff. I really hope I don't have that. But yeah, I mean, I have IBS, gut, stomach problems already for a long time, and I think that has nothing to do with the tumor. That's something else. I mean, I know I had leaky gut, but the carnivore diet resolved that. But still, also while on the carnivore diet, I couldn't tolerate a lot of fat. I couldn't tolerate slow cooked meats. So yeah, there is still something going on that I need to figure out. But even though my diarrhea is back, it's better. It's like, yeah, it's just, yeah, we still have to figure that out. And oh yeah, what I thought I figured something out, but now again, I'm not so sure anymore. But so, I started eating unclean, and I'm back with eating only meat and eggs again, and shrimps, just carnivore animal stuff, but except maybe mustard sometimes, and lemon and mint leaves. But so I started eating processed meats, what I haven't done, and pork, what I didn't eat during my carnivore days. And I thought I realized, that was my mask. We bought this shank ham. I used to do that all the time when I was keto, and I cut it in cubes and fry it. Then they're so good. So for one day, I only ate those, and I didn't really feel that good. And then the next day too, I ate the rest of it, and then I ate some salami. I didn't feel good. I ate a clean steak. I felt good. Steak, eggs. I ate shrimps with eggs. Good. So processed food, meats, not good for me. So I cut out the salami, I cut out the ham, all that. But yesterday, so I ate only steak and eggs, and I still didn't feel good. But at first, I didn't feel good. I was nauseous and sick all the time anyway, so it didn't really matter like what I ate, and I couldn't really tell what did what. And now I thought I really could tell the salami didn't do me well, the pork, the ham didn't do me well, but the steak was fine. But then, so I thought my gut was restored that much that I could tell now again. But yesterday I felt so sick. But I don't know, then also carbonated water, or I have, yes, I don't have one here right now, Spindrift. So usually I only drink water or flavored carbonated water like this, or La Croix, or bubbly, or that have 0. So it's just flavored, but they have 0 sugar, 0 calories, like these. But I have some Spindrift. They have real juice and real puree in it. But they only have, like, for 1 can, they have like 1 gram of sugar or 3 grams of sugar. And they really help me to mask the gross anesthesia taste that I get, especially when I wake up. These are not strong enough. So with that little bit of sugar, they actually help me. But I don't know if that little bit of juice, because I don't do well with fructose. I don't do well with fruit. So that little bit of fruit juice or strawberry puree or whatever is in it maybe got to me. And with the carbonation, maybe got to me. So yeah, there's still stuff to figure out. But anyways, oh my gosh, I'm dizzy now. I'm so tired. So yesterday I slept during the day. So that's why I'm totally messed up now again with the time. But tomorrow I'm gonna start walking Norman. But so yeah, this is my update. A lot of updating. I'm feeling much better. It's really, but now I'm really fighting like crazy exhaust. Like, I'm really exhausted. I'm really tired. But hey, rather that than crazy pain, right? So anyways, that's it. Yeah, I keep you updated when I have a lot of news or more important news. But finally now, it's getting better. Leo, let's show you Leo. This is Leo. Bye.